Today, no, okay then. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome and welcome and welcome to the Nightly Exchange. Look who we got here, y'all. Look who we got here.
I'm in the
The
building.
Batara
I'm
boy
here.
himself.
Been
So,
away for a while, taking care of some family matters. But you know what? It's good to be back. Yeah, with Amy, obviously. I just want to say, Amy, thank you for holding it down for the team as always. And we are here to discuss the Liberian issue, and that's what we are here to do. And that's what we're going to do. So welcome to our viewers here in the United States and around the world. Back to you, Amy.
good. Oh no, yeah, we are here to discuss Mama Liberia. There's a lot. As you know, there's a lot. Liberia is
So,
always busy, right? But first of all, sorry. Like I said, we will always continue to apologize. Hopefully it'll get better because Batella Boy is back. Hopefully the timing because tomorrow we're supposed to start at 12 Liberia time and it's like 1 already.
dang.
That is horrible. So people are sleeping by now, but some people are still up. Thank you for joining us. For you, all of you who are joining us now, thank you, and those who will come later, thank you, and we apologize again. We will get it together. Hopefully, this is the last week of us coming on here late every day. Maybe next week we're gonna be 12 o'clock Liberia time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard, or how they can call it Standard Eastern, whatever Eastern Standard, right?
Yeah, it's Central Eastern Time.
Central, yeah, we'll be on here by the grace of God. So, thank you. This is a nightly exchange, and you can find us on Liberia Watch News on YouTube and Facebook. Check us out on YouTube, Liberia Watch News. Subscribe, share. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. It will not even reduce your data. Push that button and share it and subscribe. Watch this show. We are here to talk Liberia. We are an independent platform. You can come here to discuss your party. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle, right? The political aisle the aisle you sit on. Come on here and talk about your party, and let's talk about Liberia together. CMC, CDC, ANC, MPP, and what's the real no a political by LPP, right?
LPP, the Liberian People
There
Party.
you go. LPP, come here and let's talk Liberia. And if you can't come on, you can comment in the comment section or call us. We put a number up to give us your, your point, your take on everything that was discussed for the evening, for the night. And we will be here to, take your calls. And we appreciate you watching us. We appreciate you being here with us. And, yeah, Terre, what do you have to say? Like,
No,
we
absolutely. I
have
mean,
a lot of what's on
you
your
hit
mind?
it right. You hit it right on the neck. Obviously, this is an independent platform that we obviously trying to grow here, and we cannot do this without our our loyal listeners and people that have made it their business to consistently come on here and listen to us.
Right.
Um, and we owe it to each and every one of you as you guys embark with us on this journey, trying to create a new Liberia. And that's what we intend to do. We are very intentional about this. As you guys can see, Amy always on here. Whether I've been away for a couple of weeks, but
Mm-hmm.
because of our shared commitment, she been on here, trying to hold it down for the rest of us, and that shows the approach that we have with this platform, the intentionality and just that quest to bring you guys a very diverse approach to discussing politics in Liberia,
Mm-hmm.
and and just giving that nuanced perspective to what have been the the larger story in a country. So we are glad to be here, and we obviously can't thank you guys enough for growing the platform along with us.
Absolutely. So today we have the situation with the former first lady and the what remains or the reburial of the former president Samuel Doe. Body being taken to Grand Jita, Zoju City. Um, let's see, from last night till this morning and this afternoon. And we also have big news in the country today. Like several former government officials were indicted and arrested, right, and sent to prison today. They were later on released, though, but on the allegation of some rice that was donated to Liberia, some fraud that was committed. You know, with those, we'll talk about that too, and we'll also talk about the suspension of Guaganam, baby. It's too much suspension going on too, right? That in the course of this week alone, I think we had like, if not what, 3 or 4 already suspensions. So I mean, we will talk about all of that, but it, it, let's just start with what's on your mind first before we come to that, because I'm trying to arrange them.
Well, yeah, obviously a lot is on my mind. I mean, from a country where things come firing from a lightning speed. The way things happen and the way news are being made. And obviously, I know the old man then engaged in a lot of stuff. These few couple of days, man, I probably would say in the last 72 hours, there have been so many happenings. But to be quite honest, the one that is really, really I'm excited about is the fact that the government feel comfortable right now as they actually move now to bring some indictments on racketeering charges, state financial sabotage, corruption in essence. So this is a good step in the right direction. When the whole asset recovery thing started, I thought it was sort of swift. I think the government hadn't done all of their due diligence as far as like fabricating, or not even fabricating. That's the wrong word. Like gathering information, like getting all of their facts right before moving into indicting people. So I think the government, gave themselves enough time, and now they feel comfortable now with all of their, intelligence, and they are moving now to really not only indict people, but like directly to prison. That is very, very telling.
So, some time ago, I think a couple of months ago, we were all kind of, disappointed. We said, "Oh, what happened to the assets recovery team? They're dead. We can't hear anything." And some of us were saying, "Well, maybe they're working behind the scene. Who knows?" And people were criticizing, and boom, out of the water, right? They just show up, and with this big old news, like, y'all thought we were hibernating, right? No, we weren't. We were working. So it's kind of strange a little bit, or it's I don't know, strange in a good way that it happened like this to show that, because a lot of people, opposition people, was like, they're just giving them for nothing money. They're paying them all this money and they're not doing the job. They're they're just in the bag, eating for nothing money and nothing happening. With these, it shows us that they have been working in the back. So it's a good thing to see these things happening instead of just coming and just jumping in the street. The way they started, it was
right.
very, very nerve wracking, and just catching, oh, you did this, you did that, but going in the back quietly and doing that due diligence, doing that investigations, and being comfortable enough to arrest people and bringing them to. I think that's a step in the right direction, and we should applaud them for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, it gets so, because if you just taking over our government, there are so many things that we don't know, and a lot of time, people always say it's easier said than done. Like if you are in it, exactly what are some of the impact, or what are some of the reason why you are not moving at the speed that people expect you to move
Right.
with, especially people that are outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but for me personally, I was not in any way in haste, because I knew this is a very, very challenging kind of thing. If you're trying to indict people in a country that you don't really have all of the structured
Right.
financial system that allows you to really just move in and just determine whether someone was corrupt or not. It's on their financial statement and all that stuff. Like, bro, it's almost like hand in hand. You know what I mean? So I mean that is a very challenging thing. You trying to figure out whether someone was being corrupt or stuff like that. But I think over time, when you give yourself that extra time, that extra months to really get to it, you will find some things. You'll find some things. Like America, yeah, now, like if someone want to determine whether you're corrupt or not, I mean, your bank statement, everything is almost available. You know what I mean? But Liberia is not like that. Hopefully we can get there sometimes, but right now we are not there. And when you're trying to do, like, audit in a system like Liberia, you have to buy yourself time. I think time is very, very important, and I think the government did that by putting pause on our whole assets recovery thing, get the people to really, really get in sync with what they were doing, and like and obviously as time permits, they were able now to really, really moving in on some of the big names that we obviously. I mean, you have people like Mary Broden on there.
Can
Um,
you imagine?
so that tells you, because if you're going after people like Mary Bro,
You
then
better
that really,
well all
really
you got.
give
Yeah.
you some right. You know what I mean? Meaning you have done due diligence, you have done everything right, and all of the boxes have been checked, before you can make that kind of move. Uh, you know,
Man, I
because you
want
don't want to
to
give it any sort of retribution, you know what I mean? Because if you hit, you miss, oh my goodness.
that's the noise we're never gonna hear the end of, right?
Right. So I
Yeah.
mean,
So
it's a right thing. I feel very comfortable with what the government is doing right now.
okay, so I had a video, but I can't. I don't know. I can't get it up there. That's the thing about this. So I want us to get a video. So and let me read some of this stuff on that. Some of the names that we got on here. That it said the government of Liberia, through the Assets Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, has secured a major indictment against several former and current government officials and employees. Current ones too.
Oh yeah.
These actions follow a detailed investigation into the illegal handling and diversion of 29,412 bags of rice. I thought it said, well, the different publicists out there. I hope the numbers here is right, but I thought I saw something else earlier on. But anyway, I'm reading this one from DN News. Um, it said 29,412 bags of rice donated by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in April 2023. The rice was done in intended to support disaster victims and volunteer and vulnerable communities across Liberia. Indicted individuals include D. Maxwell Sakima, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mayor Bureau, former Director General Services Agency (GSA), Vani A. Salif, former Minister of Internal Affairs, Telman Sawyer, former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Administration, Henry Williams. I tell you no lie, Stuart. This guy has my father full name.
First and last name, man.
Henry Williams, okay? And my
Wow.
my pappy was there. I'm gonna be calling him like, what am I hearing about this? Like, yeah, Henry Williams. This is my dad full name.
Damn.
First and last name. So he was former executive director, National Disaster Management Agency, and then Austin Tamba, deputy director. The position and be hurt in my head. Deputy director for operation, and then Austin M. Cully, director for disaster victim. Edward S. Conner, employee DNMA. He's an employee. Archie was Archivigo M. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. M. Do
That's all right.
Communication
Just
Director.
we. I don't even get the mean actors and actresses on there. The rest
Yeah,
of the people
Mobile
now
Johnson.
just
Something. Yeah, it's a. Let me see. Like two. There are a lot of names here. It said our investigation revealed that 25,054 bags of rice valued at approximately US $425,918 were unlawfully diverted by the accused instead of reaching the intended disaster victim. The rice was stolen through secret and unauthorized meeting. Hmm, that is something else. And removal, the distribution of the rice without documentation or legal processes. Some suspects have admitted to their roles, confirming a coordinated internal conspiracy and several abuse of public trust. So, Teray, some people already not cracked under pressure. This is
yeah.
not, like you cannot come in and say, "Oh, this is wishful." They don't have any evidence. They don't have this and that. According to this, the investigation, some people have already admitted to this crime. So, I mean, what do you say to this? This is a good thing for me. I don't know. What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, this is an absolute slap on the face of the Liberian people. You talk about or donated, ration, like something that was donated to you on
Mm-hmm.
behalf of a vulnerable population, right? And these are some of the stuff that we talk about. People in higher position taking advantage of people that they were placing this position to better their lives,
So these
right?
are the
You
charges
know,
they had against them:
it's
theft of property, economic sabotage, misapplication of entrusted property, abuse of office, criminal conspiracy. Those are the
well,
charges.
exactly. I mean, you read those charges. I mean, and everything is spot on, right? Breach of public trust,
Mm-hmm.
um, economic sabotage. You know what I mean? All of these things are exactly what these guys have been sort of like charged, for, for breaching, public trust. So at the end of the day, they're getting exactly what they deserve. Um, this was a rice that was donated by the Saudi government um, to help the vulnerable population of your country, right? I mean, you tell me, what, like, this, where is your heart? You're
Exactly.
making all that money in salary, right? All that money, unjust money that you're receiving in salary, couple that with the corruption, right? The aid goods that are coming in the country for your malnutritional population, people that cannot afford,
Right.
rice. Other government are really giving you what people call feasibility life, right? They're giving it to you as a government to give to these vulnerable people because you cannot afford to give it to them. People are giving it to you to give it to them. Then you're using that, right, for your, for yourself. I
Yes.
mean, how low can these guys get? How low can you go? How low can you go? And all of those tap names that you call, these are some of them that are making $25,000
Oh yeah.
to $15,000 a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $25,000 to $15,000 a month. But yet, or goods that are given to you, or feasibility light that were donated to you from from another country to give to your vulnerable, the least among you. Then you sit on that. I mean, bro, I don't know, man.
Right.
Liberia is just.
And I remember like around I know this was 2023. I don't know what had happened at the time that they gave this donation, but I remember doing it was right after the was it after the COVID, something like that. Like giving I used to give out, some little rice thing like that, right? With little sardines and stuff that on it for
Right.
where you would not even imagine that people cannot even afford, like some people, a cup of rice. That's all they want a day for they and their family, they and their children. There was this one lady that they make the video and sent to me. She said she left this house. She had a cold rice. That's what she said. She told the children not to touch the rice till in the evening before they woman eat it because she was coming out. She didn't know there was no food there. She didn't know if she was going to something. And then she came and 10 cups of rice in a bag, right? With sardine and stuff on it. It was so heartbroken. The way this, oh my, what, saying thank you. As if I fill up her bank account with money. I'm like, Mom, this is just 10 cup of rice, right? It's the amount of people who are suffering in that country that can't even afford to have the, and then they will donate all this food. Like you said, you're making all that money already. You can't afford it. I mean, and you just, everything should just be about you. You're making all that money, ministers, lawmaker, and guess what? They have free, do their free things coming into the country. Can you imagine that, Tourette? It's like
Yep.
everything about the country should be for government officials and lawmakers. Well, they're all government officials. Everything, they're the only citizen. They're the citizen that in Liberia that should enjoy everything that Liberia has to offer. Like the resources, they should be the only one who enjoys it, right? They should be the only one who get paid for all the mining, concession dues and stuff because the citizens don't feel it. They claim these people are paying, right? But they don't feel it. But their pockets are full. At the end of they gotta keep bags. They gotta that checks are there. At the end of the something, they have everything. They can afford everything, but they get the free things, right? Things coming into the country, it's free for them. And then the ones who don't have these jobs, they don't have jobs. They don't have it for themselves. You charge them for everything. I don't understand how this country's constitution is set up or how their laws are set up. Seriously, sometimes I scratch my head, and then when you talking, sometimes people want to make fun of you like you know nothing about Liberia. No, it's funny. So now that you can't afford these things. You can afford to eat 3 times a day. Your family are not in the country; they're probably somewhere else living a life, the best life ever. You getting all the money, and then they send you the rice that you don't even, somebody take your two family one bag of rice to share it, and they'll be happy for that whole week, a month, or whatever. But yes, still, you gotta get involved in it, right? You gotta get something out of it. You gotta go ahead and sneak a couple of bags of rice out of there and do something else with it. I mean, what do this tell us about these so-called leaders that we have? I mean, these are not elected officials, but issue we come in and say all the people we elected, they don't have any good heart for the country. But what about the ones that are appointed to Ray? With it,
Well, I mean,
with this kind of allegation, like,
look, at the end of the day, that's why you seen what we seen in America here, right? You have an elite political hegemonial structure in these countries, like Liberia. They are all vampires. These guys is like a recycle situation going on, right? It's like it's like the same actors and actresses. All they do, they just interchange,
always,
right? So basically, you got the whole scenario of what we call greedy hunter, right? You already got elephant. You got all these exotic animals, right? But yet, the low buckle ball on the ground, you want to pick down up,
okay, right?
you know? So these are scenarios, these are situations that when you see these things happening and you sit back, you say, but wait, where is your heart? I mean, as a government official, you know, the whole purpose of occupying that space of public servant is to what? Is to help enhance the livelihood of people that you are put in charge to lead. That's the only essence of a leader. But if you go there with the sole purpose of just enriching yourself, right? Putting yourself above everyone else, then what does that say about you?
Right.
You know, self-seeking, unpatriotic beings. They are only there to self-aggrandize, right? They don't have any interest in advancing the livelihood of people that they were interested to you know what I mean, to lead and to advance. But yet, when they say election time, they want. Look at Clarendon, the district 17, I'm not 17 or whatever that district is. Abubakar Kamara, the district that man. That burger won election with a half bag arrest. I mean, I try to get that thing out of my head, Amy, but I cannot get it out of my head. Because you know the guy, you ought to be a beast to me. Watch your mouth.
MF.
This guy won a campaign in Liberia. In I don't know the district, but I know he's somewhere in Clarendon. Abubakar Kamara. Sat down in front of a push or in front of a house or whatever that stuff was. I remember vividly, like yesterday, he was not wearing shirt. He also on a blue jeans pants, saying that, look, old man and Papa they in line with their bow in their hand. They caught this guy measuring that rest, literally digging in like this, putting it up, right? One guy made representative.
You're kind of breaking up.
People we got. So these things, they're really not. I mean, all right.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's frustrating, but again, that's the bro we got, and now we have the old man now. Old man Bwaka is trying to really change the narrative. You know, we're not gonna go If you commit a crime, you will serve the time. If you are
So
charged with sabotaging government and you are corrupting revenue, you bear the brunt of it. So I like the new Liberia.
So, Ture, the new Liberia, yes. So, I don't know if all of us want change or some of us want change, or we all want change, but we just don't want it to be the ones we love when they are involved in those things. We don't want to, we don't want the change to come. So you had a lot of Liberians again standing up. Oh, they're after the sedition. They're just that. They're making this about party. They're turning this political. Even though the chairman of this committee, what is it, chairman or director, whatever he is, uh uh he said that this is not political. This was investigation that was done, and these people were indicted, and people are still making it look like, oh, UP is going after CDC. Why are they trying to turn this into UP and CDC thing again? And then when you're telling them about, you know, stealing that went on and stuff, they would be the same old people then telling you that, oh, if the government believe that these people are stealing, why they can't arrest them? You understand what I'm saying? Why they can't go after them? Why they can't do this? Why they can't do that? When they start to do it, it's a problem. What do we want as Liberians? Like, seriously, what do we really want? Should this government just not listen to all of this and just do his work? Because people always tend to say, oh, the country is divided. Then they want to use that country as divided narrative, right? Oh, instead of him focusing on building this and uniting people, you going after people, you going this, you going that. Is this something that's supposed to divide the country, or should the government pay attention to what they're doing and continue to do it, or listen to people that keep pushing their country is divided narrative just because they want to start investigation or they don't want their thieves to go to jail?
Well, and that's the thing, right? I literally just having I did a little live while on my way from work this afternoon because I-95 was kind of stuck with traffic, so I decided to just turn my phone and did a little bit of live on there. I got on my Facebook page, and I'm talking about this. Do you want a country or do you need a country?
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you want a country or do you need a country? That's what I'm saying, right? Because at the end of the day, to advance this new Liberia, the status code has to change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be doing the same thing over and over and expect different result, right? People can come and sanfon government resources, right? And the moment you lay hands on somebody, that person's whole constituent base of supporters show face. Release the president. There's a witch hunt. This is trying to descend on opposing view or whatever the crap that is. At the end of the day, we have to look at Liberia as unique as it is, void of political persuasion, void of, especially doing governance. Campaign time come, everybody get campaign mode. People get on the campaign trail. You say a candidate, you say an idea, whatever. After that, it's time to govern. It's time to lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we as Liberians, we have not been able to differentiate between governance and campaign, right? So anytime somebody is trying to, it's like some people in a country, they just consider them to be invincible. They cannot be touched. They are untouchable, right? And anytime you try to make a move on them, you get this outbroad of people.
But Ture, do you think this is? Do you think this is because? Do you think this is because this is what the country has been used to over the years? Like big men, they can't go to jail, they can't arrest them. These things happen and it just gets swept under the rug. You think that's because people are used to this culture, that's why bringing all the outbursts when they're seeing something different now, or they just want to protect these people? Like,
no, you're absolutely right. I mean, this has to do with a system that have been sort of made for generations. I really believe that, and I've said this consistently. I think Liberia, with our uniqueness, with our closeness, with that everybody know each other and stuff like that. Liberia is not a big country, right? So everybody know everybody, you know. And even up to today's day, Liberia have now really graduated from that. We all go to the same bars, we all go to the same restaurants, stuff like that. So we intermingle each other a lot. So we know each other. You know what I'm saying? So when something affects one of us, even if that person have sort of, you know, or you know, like committed some of the worst heinous of crimes, you still gonna have supporting that person, right? That's because of the fact that we are so close, and when people are so close like that, there are a lot of things happen. So based on that, we have been sort of like prisoner of the moment. People have not been gotten the willpower to really act. And not only are we close, but we go to the same churches, we go to the same mosques. You know, we you know, so there's so many things. So it's hard, right? And I'm telling you, this is some of the worst decisions that people can make.
Right.
There are other underlying issues in the country that obviously you and I know that I cannot get into because of the whole society issue. But that's another situation on its own that I don't want to get involved with. But that also you can actually factor that into it too. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a very very touchy stuff. You know, it's very very tough. It really really is. You know, it really really is. People are affiliated, associated with different groups and stuff like that, and people go and like they will be sort of you know, adversary doing a day, then their best friend doing a night.
But
I mean, it's hard.
I know that some people have the right to assemble to do whatever they, but are these, you know, like what we're talking about, are these kind of groups and stuff, is it hurting our country? Because certain people are when they are part of these organizations and these something they are untouchable, they go to the courts and it just won't sign and that's it. I mean, is this healthy? Is it helpful for our society? Should a country like Liberia, if we're talking about rebuilding and moving forward and holding people accountable, well, with these kind of organizations in the country, will it help with this process, or it would just, you know, keep us to where we are now? And I know you can't stop them, you know, to say you'll stop them from practicing that whatever thing that they practice. But what is it doing to the whole, you know, rebuilding process and the new Liberia that we want to see today? Ture.
Yeah, Amy. Liberia, it's hard, man. That's why some of us have said consistent in Liberia and our country. And I made that statement 2017, and I still stand by it until things change. You know, and the old man is really doing something about it, right? Because at the end of the day, you cannot in any way run a country based on friendship, based on comradeship, right? You're not gonna be able to make decisions, right? People embezzle government resources and go for free. And the worst part of it, you see people in and around Monrovia, people that you know have corrupted government money, enjoying it right in front of people.
Right.
When other people, you know what I'm saying? That's the worst. That's the worst thing about that. People will steal government money. You see them, they are children and traveling to America or Dubai, doing all of those stuff. Why I can't even afford a bench? I mean, a bench to sit on in school, right? Not even talking about paying their teachers. But you got people buying new cars, and then latest cars come. Their children are riding it. Where they got that money from? Government money. You know? But until we can change that, Liberia will continue to remain a Liberia that we have grown. I mean, like literally grown to be. People have to make decisions. People need to go to jail for a very long time. I've said this and I'll continue to say it. Until people can be made to go to jail and spend 5, 6, 15 years in jail and come out, cycle not gonna change. It's not gonna change.
Yeah. So this is what it
right. And Amy, I'm gonna tell you right now, these people that are just arrested, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know how the thing gonna play out because there's the president first time going on this other route, but it's gonna be the same old story, man. You know what I mean? They're gonna find a way,
You
some
hope
kind of
not.
way, and have people free out. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the same thing. It's a sad thing, but people need to go to jail. People need to be sentenced for 15, 20 years. And when somebody know that, oh, that minister in jail for 15 years, I'm telling you, nobody will come. That's how you obliterate certain system
Yeah.
by coming down hard on perpetrators. And until you can do that, a big year, yeah. When people can buy their way through the system,
Mm-hmm.
they don't always do it. You know, if you steal $5 million, you use $1 million for lawyer fees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna sit there and eat your $4 million in peace.
So Councillor Martin also said that this indictment is the first of 3 investigations completed out of 30 active cases currently under investigation by the Access Recovery Task Force. Additional indictments are expected in July. July is right around the corner, in line with legal procedures. The government has also issued a what ad Republic. I don't know what this thing they started. They're looking at Greek word. They separated it, but anyways, travel restriction to ensure that none of the accused flee the country during prosecution. So that was a legal term, but I think it means travel restriction. So these people who are indicted to Ray, they are. Let me finish reading. They say under the leadership of Claude Martin, the task force reaffirmed its commitment to investigate, recovering, and prosecuting all instances of public access theft. This indictment sent a clear message that corruption will not go unpunished. The task force remain fully engaged with national and international partners to restore public trust and ensure that public resources serve the Liberian people. So, Dre, these people are not allowed to travel outside of the country. This is big.
Well, it is big. You know what I mean? It is big. It is really big.
Yeah. So I mean, this is like they're really serious about this. They're not trying to let people leave and don't return and try to, because people know what they have done. Certain people, like you said, certain people have already confessed to what they're wrongdoing in this whole situation. So when they said they were doing that investigation, they really know what they're doing. I think they have learned from the first round when they just got in the street, right? It's just pulling cars over and people condemn them, and kind of the public crowd was, oh, this is not how you do it. You have to investigate and stuff. So I think this team have really learned that lesson. They went and really did that due diligence, and they came back strong this time. And they kind of came back with force because they don't want anything else to mess with the investigation. They came back with all of this travel restriction and everything to read.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously, like I said, Amy, the government is very, very, the government is concerned with whatever information they have, right? Because the government keeps sweeping, man. They and when you see someone behaving like that, they have all of their facts. You know, that level of confidence to just come and start grabbing, hard named personnels,
right.
That comes with a certain level of confidence. The government trusts their sources. I think they have done due diligence, like alluded by you earlier. That when they first started with that whole when they started people in the street doing the asset recovery thing,
it was a mess.
We talk about that on the other show.
It was a mess.
It was a mess, and we recommended that. Look, forget about the thing. Go do your due diligence.
Take the other BT.
You know what I mean? Like get to it exactly. Then when you start coming out, because people not leave Liberia, they'll be there. Liberian men will not leave Liberia. The only time Liberian men will leave Liberia when the case is absolutely
Hot.
right. But Liberia, we love that country in as much Liberia, all of its infection, imperfection, right? Liberia, all of its imperfections, people will always go back to that country. Liberia, sweet, you know, it gets frustrating, but Liberia, I don't think there's any area that I enjoy life in more than Liberia.
You know, it's funny you said that. I was watching this draft today, right? With the Liberian boy that got drafted to, what is it, Oklahoma Thunder, right?
Yeah, OKC, yeah.
With his family there, and then I don't know if his brother or somebody had a flag, the Liberian
Right.
flag. And I was watching it, I'm like, and I was watching, I went like this through, I was like, that's Liberia flag. Oh my God, they're so proud. And then I said to myself, I said, they're up in their country that we so proud of it. Everywhere we go, we are so proud. We're showing flags. We're talking about it. But it always disappointed us. Like, we love Liberia, but Liberia always like Liberia don't love us or something like that, I should say. You know, because look at that big moment that was going on over there with that lady and her son, and they brought a whole Liberia flag. You know, like just sharing that moment with the country, you know.
Exactly.
So it's funny you said that. We do love our country. We just, you know, we get frustrated because the things that go on, the leaders are not treating the country right. They're not treating our people right. We get frustrated. We cry. We talk about. We use words on it that is not sometimes appropriate and stuff. But it's because we want the best for our country. We want something good. I mean, we come in the diaspora. We go places. We've seen I mean, not that they're perfect, but we've seen that they're doing great. They're doing other things that make people that citizen a little comfortable. It's not all the way right, but that's not the same with us. It's like all we hear is number day. Well, I didn't see number day. Why can't I see my number day now? Right? Why
Exactly.
can't most of these leaders they live number days? They were grown up number days, right? So why can't we have number days now? Why do people always gotta be reminiscing about what was then? You know, what about now? We in the 21st century that you have even better technology. You have better things today than it was back then. And if they were doing so great back then, why can't we do it now? So it's funny that you said that, and you're you're very right. We love our country. We just, you know, they would not run. The only way they would run, like I said, when they just hit the fence and it starts to smell everywhere, then they would. But whatever they still they would want to be right there to enjoy it. And but they will be there.
Like Heron Kosa, like I can issue Heron Kosa made with a Sierra Leone. Like I can issue like Yeko Kolba in cartoon. But you see, I mean that. Yeah, I mean that Yeko Kolba say man. You say Heron Kosa or packaging in cartoon like Bonnie. But look, that's the only way Liberian man when it's a state crime, or at least something alleged to be a state crime. Liberian man will try to find a way because that's kind of associated with capital punishment or something like that. But other than that, Liberian men will do all their things in return. Liberian. Imagine, I mean, anyway, that I digress. But Amy, I'm telling you, like this old man will do what the old man, you know, we do, because at the end of the, and that's why some of us, we got so enamored with Omer Boakai, because we knew very well at this age, if anybody should really be the poster child for the reformation of this new Liberia, it has to be, you know, Omer Joseph and Omer Boakai, because my thinking was, what extra motivation there if not to leave a positive legacy for an aging patriot who's literally on his last legs? And knock on wood, I'm not praying for anything because death does not come to just young, you know what I mean? Or old, but like if you are blessed to reach the age of 79, 80 years old, you have done your part in this. You know what I'm saying, right? So like that's, you know, so we said there's absolutely no incentives to build mansion in Paris, no incentive to own property in London or New York City. You know what I mean? He's going to do everything, right? He's going to do everything to better the lives of the Liberian people. And
Yeah.
for doing that, you have to start to hit on the things that have affected why our system don't work. That is corruption, right? Embezzlement, and some phony resources.
And
So
people
you
don't
need
know
to start
this,
hitting on that, and
Durant.
I think that's what the women doing.
And people don't know this, Durant. They think just making rice price to be $5, like let's say as you said, mine came out in the market and mine for 2 days and stuff. They just think it's just when people come and buy from you, making rice price $10, making something. They don't know that making the country better and having all of these things that is starting from places like this, stopping corruption, fighting it,
Oh yeah.
it will make people, it will make your leaders to come to serve you, to want to serve you and do those things that you want them to do. But if they are not being held accountable like in the past, they will continue to do the same thing. You'll be in the same spot. Even though the right price is not $5 yet, but this is a road to it. They're working on it, right? But people don't know that, and then you'll have opposition to come, or people that will come and try to make them to understand that, oh yes, what he's doing is abandoning you, instead of him making people to be rushing to your market and buying. What he's doing right now, or what the government is doing right now, building rules and holding people accountable. This is abandoning you. This is not what you voted for. No, this was exactly what you voted for. And I think like push you understand that, and really, we don't want to jinx them, but this is the right start, in the right direction. Kudos to the Access Recovery thing for coming out of hibernation with this big old news, and we're here, we're rooting for them.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is what it is. Like the trend, it is what it is. So we can literally, spend, the next hour talking about this, Emmy. You always gonna have, people that are gonna come out. Oh, this is politically motivated. This is a witch hunt. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what the old man said. If you're not a witch, why are you worrying about somebody hunting you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the old man had wisdom and said, but people saying you're witch hunting them. He said, if you're not witch, why are you afraid of being hunted?
Well, they said the side who come into town, don't be scared.
Exactly. Why are you afraid of being witch hunted when you're not a witch? And this is why we tell young people that leave from America to go surf in Liberia. Brothers and sisters, if you know you are not ready to serve your people, if you know your heart not clear to serve your people, if you know you have built in some corruption tendencies, do not avail yourself to public service. Because I'm telling you, and I've said this numerous times, we have to make government job unattractive. We have to make government job unattractive. For Liberia to succeed, the least attractive job should be in government. But Amy, if we continue to pay people 15,000, 20,000 in a country that literally beg for everything, that is not a recipe to success. That is a recipe. That is a recipe
disaster
to mediocrity. No, to mediocrity or disaster. Because it don't make sense. There is no economist in this world will tell you, right, that you spend more than you earn.
You go borrow.
Even our own personal lives.
You go borrow and pay all in salary.
Right. You go borrow money but pay all in salary. I mean, the insanity of that, you can't even, nobody need to tell you how ridiculous that is. Yes. Right? So at the end of the day, we are our own problem. Because all the things that are supposed to make sense, we're not looking at things that are supposed to make sense. But the things that just don't make sense. Look at America, the great United States we in. How much you representative make yearly? Compare that to how much I own a man they make over there. You know what I mean?
They're represented and are going hugging people in the street and think that's their job
You know what I'm
description.
saying? But like we said that safe to say we don't know our problem. We know our problem. We know our problem. Nobody need to tell you Labrador problem. Labrador problem is high salary and waste. That is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Stop paying gas for people, buying gas for people. Like why you buying? They making gas. They making gas on your salary. Let's say if the company that we working for here, if the company are responsible, say we're putting gas in our cars, someone will sit down in a player. We will not be visiting everybody. But that's what it is because it don't make sense. Don't do that. Let the man use his salary and fuel his car. A lot of waste happening in our country, man. But we sit down with Sonny. But Amy, I think I digress a little.
Crash with the studio.
So we move on to the transporting of the former president, President Samuel K. Doe, to Zwedru. Him and his late wife remains to it's been a lot of noise with the whole transporting of the body and the funeral arrangement and all of that. And it's when they got there, I was watching this morning and it was gonna, the Grangina was happy, right, that they're getting their sons and their daughter brought to the county finally, and it was appreciating the president about for what he has done and what he's doing. They seen what he's doing and how he maintaining the roads and stuff. This was achieved. The mayors and chiefs, and saying these things today, and
Right.
taking the initiative to do this with the whole barrier relocation and all the one. I think that they were rather, they say it's a sign of what do I call this, the word, what's the word I'm looking for, togetherness and everything, and they were appreciating him for it. But is this unity? Is it in the family, Ture? As they were going along, and there's some scuffle along the way about the body being taken to his hometown, Tuzon, and or taken straight to Zwedru City, and his kids are saying no, right? But some members, the family members, want him taken to Tuzon. I said there's some kind of thing that has to be done there. I don't know, Ture. Please, your take on this, because it's kind of confusing, because I'm thinking, say, this is my father, this is my mother, I should have every say in where I want to bury them. And if you are fighting me to the core, then there's some allegations that were put out there, it's kind of, I don't know, let me not jump the gun. Go ahead, Ture.
Yeah, Amy, it's frustrating, and because at the end of the day, this is a very sensitive topic, and I want to obviously approach it with that respect, but just from someone sitting outside looking in, and now that he was our former president and a public person, then obviously
we had no saying.
He was the right to
Mm-hmm.
discuss it as respectful as we can be. But this is the thing, I mean, given the circumstances in which the president was taken from us, the former president was taken from us, these are some of the things that you really sit back and look at, how divided the family could have been, because now you have some of his children in London, You have some of them in the United States here. You have some of them in Sierra Leone. And the list continue to grow as you go through the days, right? Multiple women's, everybody got their own stuff. So the former president, was not given the opportunity to, to even write his will, So, I mean, there's so many things around this. And then you have one daughter who happens to have been, the one associated with the first lady that we know, even though the president had, multiple children out there with multiple women, but Nancy Doe is the one that the whole country came to recognize and know.
Yeah.
And in so doing, that person, that woman, children become the one that a lot of people recognize.
Exactly. That's what we know, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right? But now you also have a cousin in Senator Penal.
No, he doesn't count.
But he doesn't count, but he's calling the shots.
Yeah, have you been
following some of his Facebook posts or postings? He really literally fighting.
Right.
That's his uncle. He has all right over his uncle body as much as his children. You know what I mean? But like I said, Amy, that's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he got rights.
I don't know if that's that tradition, but
that's what he's saying. No, but to be quite honest, let me tell you, in my culture, in my tradition, we definitely, and that's unique to the African culture, void of Western interference or Western local life. But it's not a decision as to what happens to your, parent body. Like, they may have older siblings. He had, like uncles.
This is a cousin.
It's not merely the children that make the decision. That's what I'm saying. The children don't make decisions to, where my dad body is supposed to go. He come from a culture, he come from a family, and our family have big brother, big sisters. These people make some of these decisions. It's not. And I'm talking from a cultural perspective. In as much we can empathize with the children, but to say they're gonna be the, the sole decision maker as to what happened to their dads and moms remains, that is just uncultural for me.
Well, listen, Ture. So what is also uncultural? I don't think it's culture for according to what has been going on, what we heard so far. This is 2025.
Nah,
we love our culture. We this and that, but sometimes our people use these things to kind of undermine other people. You understand what I'm saying? There are certain culture, like if people have culture, but I think the respect is there for certain thing, and if you're not giving that full respect to, my mother or my father, if they were being disrespected in such a way, and I know that when they were alive or something was happening, and I know it's not right. That's my parents. That's their body. You're just a cousin. We're not hearing any uncles that said, this was my brother, my younger brother. This is a cousin that is fighting them.
Yeah, or uncle though, right? That's his uncle too.
That's his uncle.
So
that's what I'm saying. The cousin. That's their cousin. And
right.
Guess what? The uncle from the mom's side, that's his older. That was his sister's son.
Older sister's son, yeah.
Yeah, that is not his. That is not his brother son. Like that last name that you would say, oh, okay, this is the family right here and stuff. So it's kind of different when it's your sister's son child, and if it's your brother's child, because a tradition would say that the sister child belongs to another family, and if that is your brother's child, that's your blood right there, your relative, and
Right.
something like that. So it's kind of tricky too to say. But with all that being said, these people grew up outside of Liberia because of this, the circumstances, right? So they have, and all these older people are dead. And at this point, to it, I think they have the right to their parents' ballot.
No, I mean, you see, that's the thing. I think that way you and I disagree.
Yeah, it's okay
You
for
know,
us
I
to
think that way
disagree.
you and I
That's
disagree.
definitely.
I get it. So what they are getting in essence, they are getting a cultural whipping, right? That's what they are getting. Just because they are oblivious to cultural norms based on the fact that they were not raised in that area, then they may definitely have a different look into that. But if they were raised in that setting, they will understand the significance of it. I mean, look, there are a lot of times, even me here now, right? I mean, I came here a little older, but I still subscribe to some of my cultural norms. And that's because I understood some of these things prior to coming here. But if you look at like 1990, I don't know how old some of them were, but all of their throughout their teenage years and adult, you know what I mean? Like they are being shaped by Western, lifestyle and upbringing. So they don't have any insight as to culture could be and the significance attached to that. They are oblivious to that, right? But now when you go there now and know that man part of that whole setting, I mean, he come from a country, he come from a tribe, a well-renowned tribe in
He also
Liberia,
has a son.
So at the end of the day, Amy, I think that way you and I really disagree tonight.
He
I think they, the children need to understand this, that their father was you know what I mean, a people president, and from a tribe, right? And when these people want to exhibit certain things, they just need to understand that. Besides, they are not from the West. They just have, or circumstances happen due to civil war, their life was turned upside down and they made their way up here. So whatever that transformation is, should not be something that they should just say, oh, yeah, because growing in the West and we're gonna have all this autonomy over our parents. But no.
Let me tell you a story here too, Ray. Let me tell you a story here. And it's concerning my grandmother. My maternal grandmother. She passed away where her family was, all embedded into this tradition and doing this enchantment and this, that, over bodies and all of this. But my grandmother was a Christian. She was rooted in her Christian faith, right? She had no chance, no time for any of that. But when she passed away, guess what? None of these people was around, right? She was sick in Habel. She was there with her grandchildren and something that was taking care of her. She was doing her going to church, doing other days, doing everything Christian. Don't have older. She knows about this tradition. She knows about this, and she not wanted nothing to do with it. Then when she passed away, come the Odogu then showing up. We taking our sister body. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And her children said no. And now I understand what your something is, and I understand what you want to go do to do that over them and chime and do all of this. This is not what she was about when she was alive. We're not allowing that to happen. And she told them that she didn't want that over her body.
Okay, yeah,
right?
But that's different though. I mean,
but listen, but the culture is still there. They said that was their culture. She must be buried the way how they wanted her to be buried. It was a big thing, like what's going on now?
If she told her children that, then obviously her children have the right to stay on business and say, look, this is what my mom wish, and that's how we're gonna grant.
And they said no, but it said tradition say this, tradition says that. And these children were putting their foot down and said, no, no, she's going to the church. They're going to have a wake. They're going to have a funeral. And from there, we're going straight to the burial site. And nobody doing no leave turning around over her. No, it's not happening. It was a big thing to Ray. So this is not unique to this family, right?
Well, I'll tell you
So
what.
it depends. It depends. Traditions are there and all of these things, but it depends.
Well, and this is not just any person. This was a precedent, right? So that whole thing over there, this whole thing is magnetized more based on the fact that the individual we're talking about, right? Like, let's say when Senator Prince Johnson, I mean, pastor, you know, he's doing something, right? You would think that once you divorce yourself from cultural norms and stuff like that, a lot of time people even say some of those practices go against the church, right? And we too, as Muslims, we believe that too. Some of these cultural things goes against the teaching of the Quran, right? So at which time are you willing to divorce yourself from that, right? You know, because
when you're born again,
well, culture and stuff, culture existed before any one of us, you know, like before religion came about, right?
Yeah, well, if I'm a born again Christian, I decide what to practice and whether you had culture have no control.
Okay, so now some people say, okay,
my
look,
faith, my salvation is important more than that culture at this
exactly
point.
right. So people believe like that, right? And I'll respect that. But what we are seeing here, a president that were murdered, right? Assassinated, whatever way you want to talk it,
murder.
Right? You know, he did not plan any of his, you know, what, you know, how he wanted to be buried and all of that stuff. He did not have the luxury.
You don't know that. We don't know that.
Oh, come on, man.
We don't know that.
Amy. The circumstances given, obviously, that was not the case. All right, that was not the case. And the sad part about it is, like, his children, they're coming from the West. They've been outside of the country for 30, 40 years.
How they been in and out?
You know, the other sister, the other daughter that they were interviewing.
Yeah, mommy, I don't know
she
her,
said she
but mommy
been out of the country 30 something years, and she the one that's actually cutting the shots. You know what I mean?
Mommy and her brother been in and out. I don't know about the other.
People, no, well, the one that in constant communication with the government, she's the one that, from her own admission, that she been out of the country 30 plus years, right? And when you been out of our system for 30 plus years, you coming back, I mean, people don't know you. That's the only thing. The only thing that they will know is your last name, right? But you have not had any sort of, you know, connection with your people. And when you come in to kind of claim a body in a country that you have absolutely no, you know, even though you were born there, you saw me, but you left the country when you were what, 5, 6,
what
7?
Does that have to do with anything?
They have a lot to do with it, because now you have people in a country, an established lawmaker in Pena, Zoe Pena. Hold on, wait. You see, there's the thing. You're trying to dismiss this thing. Zoe Pena right now, and we can say whether he's right or wrong, but he's a state senator, for crying out loud.
What does that mean?
Well, it means a lot.
No,
it means that he got a lot of power. It means that he got a lot of power.
Yeah, but not over someone's parents' body.
Well, I mean,
have a lot of power.
You can say that all you want. If the government has stepped in, wait now. If the government has stepped in, Zoe Pena will do it his way.
Yes, because
I'm just keeping it 100%. If the government has stepped in, because even when we talk about, they even refuse to take the president remain to or how do you call it? Dozone.
2 zone.
Or 2 zone rather, right? And it went directly to Zoedru. And the president, that's his hometown, 2 zone. That's his hometown. That's where he was born. I heard.
Well, they said the children had some kind of communication.
So why would you not go there?
But that was on the menu. That was on the travel.
Exactly.
That was on the.
Now the travel that was part of the route. That was part of the route. But why would you jump over 2 zone to go to other places? That is a disrespect.
Well, let's not call it that. in a fast or something.
But it is what
We
it is.
don't we don't know the full story here, right? But from what we have heard so far, right? I don't think Zopena would have been getting their disregard or whatever if he had a great relationship with this woman or with his cousins. You have to take that, you have to keep that in mind, right? I cannot be, or you over there, Toure. I don't know if the tradition will eat you up that bad that a cousin of yours would be disrespectful allegedly to your parents, to your family, or to your mother while they were alive. So disrespectful. Not regarding you in any way, but being kudos with, outside, whatever them. And then when your parent die or your mom die, and this cousin want to act like they are so, they have this much control, and there's so many things that are happening between y'all, to where I don't think that any tradition can swallow that up. Come on now. This man, even though he's a senator or whatever, but I don't think, my opinion, he doesn't have any right over these people's body. Their children do. He's just a nephew from the mom's side. He's not even adult. Because I know our African tradition, your last name matters, right?
Of
So
course, it does.
yeah, so he's not even adult. He's from another family. So let him go fight over his dad's family people body, not those or something. He's just a cousin from his blood is not something with those people's blood. It's just from the mom's side. So he cannot be trying to override him because he feel like he's a senator and want to disrespect them, even in the children, even in the he's a senator. He been there. Like according to you, these children have been out of the country. According grown folks and not older than our children, but anyway, they are children, right? Been out of the country. When did he ever say this is his uncle? He loves so much. He had all this control. He been senator for how long now? He was representative before Toure. When has he ever initiated this effort that is going on now? If he's so much love and he had all these power over this something, wouldn't you say that he would have been the one to initiate this whole process that is going on now with his uncle being reburied to their hometown? Wouldn't you say that? But his children should come and do that and make that effort and everything and trying to everything before he won't come in and show his senatorial power and try to build override everything. I don't think that's right. That's their parents, and they have every right over it. Screw that tradition for now. That's their right. They need to be the one to. They initiated it. They have the right. Nancy Bido and her children are the one that Liberian people know. First lady.
They say
they are the one who have that right.
Everybody has the right.
What Papa was a Rolling Stone or whatever he was doing on the side. We don't care about that. We know Nancy Bido and her children. They're the one who have rights over their body. They're the one who have the right to make any decision, not Zopena and not any other person. That's my opinion on the whole thing. And I do believe in tradition, but some tradition I step on it. That one I step on it today. So let's not do that. So you can come here and Mama will say, but trust me if you if you want. But that's
hey, look, like I said, family matters are one of the most, sensitive things that, smart people or rational people would try to stay away from. Because number one, I mean,
we are all African.
Such a personal thing. No, I'm just trying to say this because number one, if you look at it,
families.
There are a lot of tension. There are a lot of stuff. People are talking about how, there was this briefcase that Doe gave to his elder sister. You know what I mean? That contains so many of his,
documentations,
right? Yeah. And the older sister then, in fact, turned that over to her son, who happens to be Zopena, right? And the kids have complained that Zopena had access to a lot of their dad properties and stuff.
He kidnapped the briefcase and don't want to turn it over.
So there are a lot of tension there. Now you compound that with this going on.
Exactly.
So you see how that is, right? So even Zopena is just trying to come in, but they don't even want Zopena to have any role into it. And Zopena being the kind of guy who he is, at least from me being outside looking in, I think there is this kind of powerful issue because I'm actually seeing a post right now, you know, like somebody just shared this with me, and I don't know how authentic it is, but it reads that Mammy Doe, who a little girl, you know, will grand G not Waka who's using you to make me small.
You see,
I am hearing my uncle using
that post is for honor
zone
the
tradition.
Tree. I promise you that post is for honor the Sakimo tree. It is for honor the Sakimo tree.
No, obviously, I know it's coming from the Sakimo tree because
that post is from the Sakimo tree. They've been trying to muddy this thing all day long.
So people never write like that anyway.
Reject the white guy, and they try to enact that street hugger. What is it? Yeah, is that he think he's running campaign. Leave district number 10 at Banner. You don't have anything to do with these people. You going down there acting like a fool, and you think you're running campaign when district 10 is at Banner. You're not doing anything in your district, and you go over there making noise all over the place. That post is found in the Sakimo tree. I doubt it if Zopena post that stuff.
It might well be, but look, at the end of the day, I'm just saying this, Amy. Family come with a lot of convoluted issues.
I mean,
right? There are a lot of layers there. And look, man, it is what it is, man. But one thing I know for a fact, from a cultural perspective, and obviously I'm not going to speak on someone else's culture, something that I'm oblivious to.
Speak on the African culture.
Well, from an African cultural perspective, I don't think children are the one that make decisions on their parents' remains. I mean, because number one, you know, like you small in it, right? That person come from a family, like
that's not
mom and dad.
That's everybody.
Mom and dad. But I mean, you from Marshall territory, man. So you're
Marshall territory. We take care of stuff.
You're different.
Sorry, but we run stuff.
No. You're different. I mean, you're different. You know,
what does that supposed to mean?
No, your own different. You guys, you own have a little bit of Western sauce on there a little bit. But not that yet nor there. But I'm just saying, from a real cultural, you know, perspective, right? I mean, you're not making that decision. I'm not gonna go and I say, that my dad body then I'm gonna make final.
In 2025 to Ray.
Amy, it don't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
What are you talking about? There is no cultural remodification. The culture cannot be remodified. All right? You're making it seem like as we age, so should be our culture. No.
I would tell you that one day.
There's nothing like a cultural remodification. We're not doing that.
I think this one, they are the immediate family, the children. I don't know about all the other ones, but depends on the relationship that was there, that was established before these people died. That's what I told you. I just told you that.
Well,
Zopena never had that relationship with
an assumption, you mean, right?
No, it's not an assumption. This lady came out and said a lot of things, accused this man of a lot of things. I don't know. I'm not saying it's true or something, but that is the relationship that they have. You cannot change that overnight because her parents died, because the mom passed away. You cannot do that. And first of all, like I told you, if this man had any interest, if he just don't want to show his muscles, if he just don't want to torment these people, like the way she had already complained and told the word about his behavior, then he will leave these people alone. If nothing else is there, what she's accusing him of and all of that, you will leave them alone. Because if you did care about your uncle body, like I said before, you were in the CDC, you are gonna make sure Josh Via did this. You were gonna make sure this thing. They were not there. You are gonna erase it. You are gonna erase. You make sure it happened because you saw majority boss. You traditionally you own it.
Even the other sister are alive today.
What?
So this whole thing, the other sisters are alive on the other network today. Or network that I don't want to mention. But the other sister on the other network today, and she she was literally saying everything that they discussed about that thing was turned upside down by the how do you call it, sis? How do you call the other sister? Yeah, like
Mommy Do.
the whole family is upside down right now.
Mommy Do.
Mommy Do, yeah, Mommy Do, right? The
Okay,
other
so
sister,
who's the oldest?
and I think that sister older than Mommy Do.
Who's her mother?
That's the thing.
We know Nancy B doing her children. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to dismiss anybody
It
here,
can be, but you see, that's the thing. Obviously, people just recognize Nancy Do because
if Liberia government is doing it, the children way, and the people that I've been seeing with the president and something, I'm sorry. Nancy B. Doe and her kids, maybe that's what to say are seasoning with some Western, but that's the people we know. That's the legitimate people.
But Amy different.
And tell us that during President Doe time, we had Nancy B. Doe and Kema Doe and Mafatu Doe, and no. We knew Nancy B. Doe as the first lady and their children. Everybody else, what a papa was a Rolling Stone, like I said. That's in that family. That's something different. Okay, so anybody acknowledging anybody will be mommy and her siblings. So they have to have that relationship now to pull those other siblings together. But you cannot override it if they're going to the government and saying other days. You cannot override what they're saying. I know it's a mess. It's a family problem right there, but I mean, from looking from the outside looking in and what we know, I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's a family tree can bend, can break.
Absolutely.
I just pray that the family finds, solace in the passing of the late president and their mother, obviously, and they also reconcile some of their differences and give them,
so too.
A noble.
But that senator needs to stay out of it. The siblings,
I totally agree, right?
The siblings need to face that differences and stuff. Those I would kind of want to make a and have a little intervention with them, but not the senator. He needs to stay out of it.
Yeah, obviously, we hope that somebody will talk to the senator, and the senator will reason with sense, and just allow, at least. Because like a head of state is not just for one person. The body of a head of state it should not belong to just one. Like that president was president, and the other daughter that was speaking today, she really she deferred with Mamie Doe, who said that they should have the burial in a private setting, right? And she said no. She said everything we discussed prior to coming to Liberia, everything was kind of taken apart.
I guess because she team with a cousin. I think that's
at the end of the day, and this is where it happens too, right? Because you have to understand. I think what is happening is the cousin and this is you know what? I'm not even gonna go there because at the end of the day. Because for me, from being from a big family,
like, well, they're putting that father business out here, exactly.
I feel like like also, dude. So basically, I think the cousin is trying to be that protective shield.
Oh, please,
right? Wait, now listen to me. Now, I'm just giving my own insight. I mean, you can have your own position, right?
I don't like the look of that dude.
I think that guy is trying to play a role because, like I said. The $130,000 that were donated, according to, by the government, that money are given to who? Mamie Doe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, right?
He's the oldest.
So somebody will have to be there to support the other children. And now, if it's something like that, it would just be between Mamie Doe and her, you know what I mean? And her, same and stuff like that. So somebody need to step in.
No, the person can step in that.
Obviously, a family. Because number one, the sister that on spoon this evening, she's actually older than Mamie Doe. She's the one who's actually in Pennsylvania. She literally lives in Valley Forge, right? She married to a Ghanaian guy. That was back in 2014. Actually, I was living in Westchester at the time, and someone told me that she was already getting married. So the way she was speaking, she was like, my dad, a lot of people died associated with my dad. A lot of AFL family, you know what I mean? Like some people, family, you know, fathers and something. So we want all these people to get closure. So we wanted to make it a way where we're burying in a place where the people need to reflect. You know what I'm saying, right?
How is that happening?
Huh?
How is burying the place make? Yeah, I'm confused with that. How is that?
So, like, obviously, we know people with. I mean, there are a lot of soldiers that died that very day that the president. You know what I'm saying, right? So that thing is, in as much we're trying to you know, like have this ceremony or have this, you know, ritual for our father, but we also don't want those soldiers to go unknown, right? So we can include their names. We're not build like a monument, right? Have those soldier names there too, so that their family and children can have something to have a closure on, you know. And I totally agree with that. I think that
So
makes sense.
all those soldiers from Tucson?
It don't matter. It's like,
Okay, so why not bury them all in the capital where everybody have some kind of belonging to?
look, man,
If you
look,
bury him in his Tucson, whatever. How if somebody from what's any place you can always call here? Doji Town or Doji whatever. So Cindy can be calling here. If somebody from Doji Blee or Doji Town or something, how are they connected to that to Tucson? But if you bury this man in Zweju City and do that, whatever she's talking about, they all belong to that. Why?
well,
Because
it don't matter. Everybody want to be buried in their hometown. I mean, if I should pass away, I want to be buried in my hometown. You know what I mean? Like that right there. Some people, that's, I mean, people die in America here, and I wish is that they go bury them in their hometown, and you know, like you know, so like bury them in the same cemetery as their ancestors, as their grandparents, mother, father. It's not, people love that. All right. Some people demand these things. All right. So I mean, so as at the end of the day, we want to be associated with from the soil we come from. We want to return back to that same soil, not different soil though.
Okay,
You know,
but my concern is what she's saying about other soldiers.
Well, what
That's
I'm
why
saying,
I'm disconnected with that.
because
I
nobody
understand
know.
if she's saying that her father should be okay. I get that part, but don't say it would bring some kind of belonging to other people's family. How is that doing that? By you burying him in his hometown?
Well,
What?
at the
I'm
end of
from
the day,
Doji Blee and Doji Town, Doji Blee. Where's any from? How is that doing anything for me there?
well,
But a monument maybe in Doji
people
Blee.
to travel everywhere. People live from America here to go to Tucson to go see the former president grave site, right? And through that, those soldier name can be on a monument there too. Right? So it don't matter whether they're from Bon County or they're from Lofa County, because at the end of the day, nobody gonna give them that recognition. Nobody gonna give them that light anyway.
You don't know that. You don't know what the president is planning.
Do you know any of those soldiers that? Do you know any of those AFS soldiers that defending Doe, doing that bloody day when former President Doe being apprehended? Do you know? Nobody talk about those soldiers.
Die.
No, nobody talk about those soldiers though. But a lot of men died. A lot of AFS soldiers died that very day. But nobody talk about them.
Yeah, people do talk about them. I mean, I'm naming them.
Do you know any of their names?
If you say they're not putting names to them, yeah, then maybe But people talk about how that a lot of them died.
Nobody know their names. Nobody know their names.
Do everybody? I mean, do we have some kind of archive or whatever in Liberia, some kind of record keeping thing that know all these people's names? So how are they going to do the monument?
If the Doe family said all those people that were there that day, I can almost guarantee you their family will show up. They will come with their name and no matter those names, they'll put a name on monument. But if you don't give them the opportunity, nobody care. Ellen Johnson King,
you don't think
that whole Doe administration anyway? She did not recognize them. She did not give
we know why
any credence, right? She did not give any credence. You know what I mean? So Pokey pointing her back, or Joey Akim the same thing, right?
Which everybody thought he was gonna be the one to do
was
it.
Joseph Boakai doing something about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why all Labron should be looking at Omer Boakai right now and say, this man he's doing something, he's bringing closure to some important issues, some historical event that happened in the country that it took almost 20 plus years.
20? Talking about 30 plus?
No, I mean, I'm talking about having a Democratic elected president coming in and not doing anything about it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I'm not talking about like, you know, but then you have a president who's trying to do something about it, right? Let's give that closure. Let give, you know, a state barrier kind of light to a former president. I mean, obviously, everybody, people have different connection with it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he was state president, and he should be giving that national barrier kind of, you know.
Yeah. But here's my thing, right?
Recognition, you know.
Here's my thing here with that whole monument and memorial for those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just do that for people who was around him, who was killed. Do you know how many AFL soldiers that died during the war? What happened to those people? Why does it have to be just the one that was guiding the president when he got killed?
Because but you have to understand.
No, give me your time. Give me my time. Let me think. So we have Arlington Cemetery here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have something like that in Liberia, in Monrovia, that you can have that memorial, right?
Mm-hmm.
For everybody. People can come from. I know most of them. They said it was from the crime trap, right? Mm-hmm. That families can come and go there and do that because we don't have the something to do it individually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only the president, because he was the president. So everybody can understand that. But you cannot just handpick the ones that were around him. What about the one that was just in a barrel, or some people that were just, you know, that did not know anything about his dictatorship or his whatever evil everybody had, but they killed them anyways because they were AFL. So then you wear that uniform, you do so you gotta go. You understand what I'm saying? So they have to have that something in the capital somewhere that everybody can go and kind of like what we have here, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And so they can do that for fallen soldiers, for those people that died in the war.
Right. And you also have the unknown soldiers too. Like people that don't, you know, people that nobody ever heard of them. Maybe they didn't have relatives or stuff like that.
I don't know if they had that space around it or where they killed that 11 men or 7 men on the pool, Mr. President.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, right. Those people. I heard something to that. The president, those are the next people that the president gonna know something.
But even and that those 11 men right at that PHP park right there. I think that monument should be there. Yeah. So
it should be there. So the thing with the sister saying that, oh, because we did it, we got the people. No, I don't buy that. I don't think that should be. There should be just those people being remembered and everybody else kiss my whatever.
Amy, you have to understand that you have the presidential guards, right? That is an elite group of soldiers. All right. And I'm not trying, but this is the thing. You have to understand that. Like, these are people that were trained to protect the lives of the president. All right. I'm not being dismissive of other AFS soldiers that were, you know what I mean? Like, but these were a group of guys that were trained to defend the life of the president, right? And if the president, and they are loyalists, and bulk of those men, I can tell you right now, they're definitely from Grand Jide. I can tell you that for free.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because knowing how you know what I'm saying, right? People always bring loyalists around them, you know, and nobody feel comfortable than being around their own people, right? So we can assume that if there are 100 guys, we can just say 89 of them were from Grand Jide.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing I'm talking about. Because nobody just go grab president that, man. It's not happening like that. So battle have to lay down. You know what I mean? So those men needed to be recognized. So that's what the family, according to what she was saying, she said these were some of the agreement that we had, that will recognize some of these people, and their family too can have some final closure, knowing that their sons or daughter did not die in vain, that they'll be recognized along with our daddy. That's what she was saying. So they agree on that, and when only for them to come to Liberia and then all that flip. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just
the flip is because you team up with.
No, that's your
that's
assumption.
Where the flip.
No, that's what you are assuming.
No, Teray, that is not a
no, I mean that's your assumption, man. That's your assumption. You know, money show face, people position change.
No, that's your assumption as well.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's a reality. I say money show face, people change.
But what I see here from what has been said in the open and everything, I think that's what happened. Because why is a lovely a nephew being so bent on this man being buried over there, and the sister is teaming up with that? I think that's where the whole separation came about. My opinion, yeah, it could be my assumption, whatever. I think that's what happened. This lady, I don't know what she said some of it, what he did, that she really despised him. Like she can't stand him, and I guess he got involved in the planning of those activities. She
literally remember when she came,
and that's where she went off the rail. And I mean, like I said, that's her parents. She had the right to say yes, this, and I mean, she's the next king. I'm sorry, but
it doesn't matter. I mean, you can't. You know,
it doesn't matter. What's wrong with you?
It don't matter, man.
You can live in Marshall territory. I'm sorry.
But wait now, but the reason I told you, as it live in the territory is different.
That's why she's acting like she's from the territory right now. So yeah, but Tara, we got something else here to talk about from the House of Legislator, our favorite people, right? Legislator. So,
our favorite people. Who you favorite people? Don't call artists.
That's why I call them our favorite people. The ones we always beat off, right? So, the House endorsed the GSC audit report on 12 government institutions. Members of the House of Representatives have endorsed the General Auditing Commission auditing report on 12 government institutions after being validated by the Joint Committee on Public Accounts, Expenditure, and Audit, whatever that means. In release from the House Press and Public Affairs, the endorsement of GSC audit report by the House plenary was taken Thursday, June 26th, during the 13-day sitting of the second quarter of the second session. Spare me all that in the House of 55, whatever. The audit report on consideration include the compliance audit of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation for the period ending June 30th, 2021. These are special period. The financial statement audit of Ivory Coast, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, CLSG, something projects for the period June 30th, 2021, December 31st, 2022, and compliance audits of the Liberia Opportunities Industrialization Center for fiscal year ending of June 30th, 2019 through July 31st, 2021. Other includes the Auditor General support on the National Disaster Management Agency for the period July 2019 to June 2021, and regulation on river sand mining activities in Liberia for the period of 2016 to 2021, among others. So, Teray, this is like this is gonna bring another a wish hunt story up again, because all the dates I'm seeing here is from 2019. 2016 was in the Madam Salih administration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have for the mining something we had 2016, but the rest of them is 2019, 2021, 2022. What do you think will happen from this documentary? This is gonna be what another crowd of what wish hunt.
Of course, I mean,
But right.
obviously, it's always gonna be like that. It's gonna be viewed like that. But you can't suspend your working because someone perceive um notion of what determine wrong from right. Um, I think sometimes you need to block some of these critics, and just do what you're supposed to do. Because I'm telling you, man, I, you're not gonna be able to appease everybody anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what you need to do is to follow the truth. So help you God.
And be fair about it.
You know what I mean? And be fair about it, right? I don't think this government is in the business of wish hunt. I really don't think so. Um, I think you're gonna get from Omer Boakai transparency, justice, and fairness. I truly believe that. And obviously, like bro, things gonna happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because things gonna happen. Things gonna happen. Out of the acquiescence of the president. But trust me, I don't think the president will co-sign on anything that is unambiguous.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You know what I mean? I just don't think that the president will co-sign on anything that is unambiguous. Or have any sort of interest in wish hunting anybody. I think the president will go for the truth, and he will engage it that way. And anybody that's asking whatever they call this, I don't know, Sassy Wu. Anybody that's Sassy Wu,
Cash.
you're gonna get you're gonna face the brunt of it. And that's what it is. So people can call wish hunt all they want. Amy, you and I know. It didn't happen in our country. That whole 17 billion, and how many millions? How many million?
Well,
yeah, it was something where Samuel said he gave the money changer. So there are so many things. You know what I mean?
Flo, I know what is that Papa name again? Is it Flo? What is?
Who?
That I know Flo or that Papa who always talk about kind of pen. I think he's a Pan Africanist or something like that. Who always talk about
Patrice Lumumba.
There you go. He said when he went to Liberia, there was corruption on industrial.
Industrial scale. But it's true, man. I mean, like
industrial skills. I'm like, geez, Papa, you bad.
Yeah, no, they meant destroy, man. What? I mean, Nigeria, the corruption can go in Nigeria. You not talk about the one, but you see, what if Papa did not say? I think the reason why Papa said it was done out of industrial skill. I think Papa feel they mentioned that it was done out of very unsophisticated skill.
Well, I guess you can call
it. You know what I'm saying, right?
Because
who gave money, millions of dollars to money changers?
It's a lie.
What kind of market?
Maybe he may not again lie. That's why he made.
That's what I'm saying. And I see mentor that current so wasting Labra exporting current out to Africa.
But that's what it's in this order too. There's the CLSG that was sending current to Africa and all of that is in here too. So we will see why people in Single didn't have any electricity. You're sending electricity across the border. But Teray, what I don't understand yet is that, like we're in the US, right? I was always equipped to the US because that's what I'm I mostly understand and I know. But it's like Democrats coming to power and investigating a Republican government that had just left power that they won, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're doing all the thing. They're investigating. They're indicting them. Then some Republicans will be like, "Oh, why aren't you indicting Democrats as well?" Does that make any sense to you, Teray? When Democrats are in power, they're not hiring bunch of Republicans in those high level positions.
Right.
They are not hiring when Republicans are in power. They're not hiring Democrats in those high level positions. So if you are auditing those positions and you find a wrongdoing there, who you think you're gonna be indicting? Or you're gonna be is it gonna be Democrats or is it gonna be the Republicans who were in power there? This is what happened in Liberia. People, oh, why isn't he doing this to the UP people? Well, why is it only has to be the sedition? Because CDC was the one in power. There's something. CDC was the one there. If they are doing something for last, like they write something, it was CDC in power who was occupying those positions. It was sedition. So why then would they go and indict people from UP? What sense does that make? So they're trying to make the public believe that that's what happened. Is just going ahead and grabbing people from the other side. So how can this make the public understand that this is not what is going on? Like people, that the platform that we come on and sit and talk on, like everybody don't say that, right? Because everybody have that own little personal something against somebody in the government, so they want to make everybody to look bad. So they sit on those platforms and platforms and spread the narratives as well, especially platforms that people believe in and stuff. They spread the narratives instead of making the people understand that it's only this way because this is what and that is what, not because the government going trying to do witch hunting or just trying to pick on people. So, what do you think, Teray, the government can really do to beat this narrative in the minds of the regular Liberian, everyday Liberian people?
Well, I mean, that's why the Nigerian men say you go, they explain tire.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Look, there is nothing you can do to sway the opinion or trunked up, coked up opinion mindset of somebody. Done. Especially Liberian men. I beg, yeah. Liberian men, we have made record of saying some of the worst incendiary things, right? That beats conventional wisdom. We have said that you came and mine, you came and power will vote for you. You know what I'm saying? We have made those statements. No, look, you see, that's the thing. When we're saying these things, people take these things for granted, but it tells you the kind of people we are.
I don't think they literally meant that.
Us. Of course they did. And it beat in the street. It was on BBC. These things are on record, right? You came on mine, you came on power, we'll vote for you. Then we voted for Charles Taylor, a warlord, right? We did that. He became president. Then we came back and rewrite that script by saying you know book, you now know book, we will vote for you. Our George Weah, former President George Weah, we did that. We made him president. So what are you talking about? We are not removed from our own suffering. Matter of fact, we are participating in our own suffering. So a president like Joseph Boakai come along, what do you expect? Do you think if the old man should just close his eyes and do the right thing? That's all. Do not worry about the antics. Do not worry about how people are going to perceive you. As long as you put your hand on that Bible when you're being sworn into office, that you will defend and protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. So help me God. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. So, Omer Boakai, I know you listen to us. You listen to us right now.
I'm a bit tired right now.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a long ride to sweat you tired right now. I don't think you
You
listen to me,
crazy.
right?
Who told you? Who
It was
told
a
you?
long ride to sweat you. Well, they said it took a couple of hours to get there instead of 2 days. That was incredible. But anyways, we'll talk about that later.
You know what I mean? So I mean, the only thing I can tell the old man is what? You know, put his head down, go through. I mean, and just know that when he put that head right here on that Bible, and Omar Kotumu Bwaga are holding that Bible, like, you know, and he obviously, you know, that's all, Amy. You are not gonna satisfy people, man. People will fight you for doing the right thing in Liberia.
In Liberia, right? Yes.
Liberia is the only area where people will tell you one big road and say, man, don't build a road. I joke, we are gonna be building on the road.
No, it's funny you said that because somebody told me that a while ago, right?
I bet, yeah.
That was some of the projects that the JMB people were completing. They said people were actually like when they went in the Seditian community, they were like, "Move for here, that job we are project here."
I'm telling you.
It's not completed. Like, yeah, Joe, this is not Joe. We have personal money. This is a government project. Something that don't touch it. Like Joe, so it's funny that you said that, and it's so true. And I was laughing out of my mind. I'm like, what? What is wrong with our people?
I've studied Liberia.
Man,
I've studied the mindset. Number one, I did psychologist. Okay, so like social science in general. So I know human behaviors, right? Look, people will protest. They say, no, you're not being a bridge yet.
Even though it would be good for them.
Look, that's the kind of country we got. I mean, and obviously, these things are associated with so many things. They're associated with a lot of trauma that we have experienced. Even when someone is trying to do good for you, you say, no, I don't want it. These are war, impact and effects that a lot of people are still, trying to live through. But if you deal with a population like that, you just have to do the right thing. Look at Jerry Rawlings of Ghana, the late Jerry Rawlings. I mean, when you serve the people right, you will live in our country for free. Look at that, man. I saw a video of that president, man, driving in a city of Accra.
Without any security.
Traffic jam, right?
He got out.
Literally park his car, get out of his car. Got in the middle of these cars. And he started directing traffic.
Hey, JJ.
I'm telling you, look, man, if that right there not tell you that if you serve your people right, with honor and dignity, that they will love you until eternity. And you will not have to worry about your safety because they themselves will protect you.
Absolutely.
And are there any other former president, any other place that they wrong to their people? Go stay in the middle. It's so not wrong over here in Ichimani. Like Begugbe go stay in going direct traffic in you know what I'm saying? And he say he's too charismatic that people love him.
Begugbe is too big.
Let him go stay somewhere say he's directing traffic.
Begugbe was saying too big to do that. He will not do it.
But that stuff is on YouTube.
I've seen it.
You see, I mean, people comply to his directive.
Like JJ.
The traffic, you right? The traffic clear out. He jumped in his car. He didn't hire a driver. No security. Jumped in a car, drove, went home. I mean,
that's incredible.
Right, when you serve the people right, you don't need to worry about security, Amy. You don't have to. You don't need to. The people themselves will provide that security. Because there'll be no ill feeling in them.
Right.
They won't have it. Because you did your best for them. And that's what public service is all about. That's what it's about.
It never started like that. When he started, people were against him, though. When he first started. So you don't start doing good things because people are used to doing the wrong things. So when you start doing the right things, people will push back. You just have to be consistent and just be transparent and be fair.
Consistent and unapologetic.
Right.
Because some people don't know good. People don't know it will be 20, 30 years where they will sit and say, wow, they man did this, right? So at the end of the day, people impact an NFL when they're even alive. You know, some people like if you look at President Obama, with all that economic policy he put in, and America wouldn't enjoy that when the orange man behind the Muslim man became president. Then we saw that reverberation of economic, you know, something. Then the orange man took credit for it.
Well,
but these are policies that
yeah. I said let him fix this one now.
Yeah, exactly. So there are so many things that happen in his life, man. So man, boy, I just want to do what he's supposed to do. And not worried about people because we don't know, we know. That's the thing. Everybody not supposed to understand it that way. We know. Look at what Fagon doing over there. Look at what brother Mohammed Sherry doing at LEC, right?
Absolutely.
You know, look at what Mo Ali doing, right? So he's seeing people, government agency doing.
And this guy at a lens in mind, we really don't pay attention to him. What's his?
Even a guy at List, you know, all these guys doing their best.
And the Silver 7 director too.
Right. You know, even a city mayor. People in Liberia right now, all that dead mountain that you used to be seeing over there, you know. But time heals all wounds. You know, when people say bread don't pray for long life, it pray for long fellas, or it pray for fellas.
It pray for long life.
Yeah.
It pray for long life, not long fellas.
No, it don't pray for long life.
Yes, it does.
No,
you don't even know that
it be messing it up.
Let me sing this song for you. Bread don't pray for long fellow. They pray for long life. As long as they living, the fellow will grow.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Oh yeah. If you finally got me on that one, oh
there
boy.
You go.
The Marshall Territory, but
I listen to that Propel all day.
Marshall Territory,
like he talking, like he's not singing. I know what he said. Yep.
Marshall Territory must drop on me again.
There you go.
I ain't following you.
Yeah. So I think he's doing absolutely great. Today again we had another suspension. I mean this week we had this is the fourth one already.
Yeah. That woman working, the woman doing her thing.
And this guy I learned he was giving JMB was giving out some awards a couple of weeks ago. You know, saying you're doing a great job. Thank you award and stuff like that. And he got suspended today. And he doesn't see any sense in that. Well, I said, well, you can get a recognition and something happened. He found out that you did something wrong because of investigation and you get suspended. What is so hard to understand that? To understand in that. So, Terry, can your employee, you can get your employee and what today you find out that they stole something. Maybe you didn't know about it. You give them an award and you find out they stole something. So because you gave them an award, you shouldn't, hold them accountable or you shouldn't reprimand them for what they did. Because that's what it looks like. That's what this man is saying. I mean, he got a good job at war. He got a well done a couple of weeks ago. So he didn't expect to get suspended today.
Hey man, look. I mean Labro, I think Labro people need to do Harvard need to do a case study on Labro. Harvard University do a case study on Labro. I mean, look, man. People should be at liberty, man. People should have, whatever it is that their God-given potential, and when they displays excellence, they should be recognized for, nobody should be giving something that's not deserving. Like I hear other people used to go buy new people to write positive story about them. Um, but I mean, if you do your best, man, look at this guy. I love this guy. No homo. Uh, this guy called Jakaya or whatever his name is.
The Silver Seven director, right? Is he director
Right.
or boss?
Yeah, I think that guy means
He
well for
is what the lady name said, brutal.
hmm?
I say he is brutal.
Brutus.
He's Brutus. he
That's
is
meeting.
he is brutal.
Is
Oh my
Brutus.
gosh.
That guy, I tell you, man. That guy say little people they will cry because that lace will cut in it. How can he be wicked? You got almost 5 million going to people that don't even have offices, that don't even go to work.
Hmm.
You got someone in here America here taking pain like, bro. That not wickedness.
Complete wickedness.
That not wickedness. How can you be in the US but you taking pain like, bro? That's what someone tell me say they got banned. Now it makes sense now when someone tell me say they got banned kind like, bro.
Yeah. So this is what you hear all the time that people you taking food from people's table and doing all of this and doing all of that. You now understand why there's something because you're not working. I mean, we want food to be on people's table, but do you want it to be the illegal way? Then everybody, you can't do that because we can't do that for everybody, right? So it's not fair to do it that way, and that's why.
Yeah.
But so let me put this number up and see if anybody wants to call and make that point, or else then we just go on our closing. I think we touched on everything already.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I need to.
So the number is up there. It's 267-586-5479. If you want to call in and chime in on what we talked about so far, you are welcome to do that. Yeah, so this guy, I think that's something we'll talk about tomorrow. Cindy, excuse me, to Ray, that about Josiah Juga. He got elected. I think at ECOWAS for some kind of position there. I think we will talk about it. We wanted to talk about it yesterday, but it was kind of everything was convoluted. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, he's doing. I think he's doing a great job. Well, people who are doing the illegal things but not appreciate what he's doing, but I think it's a good thing that he's doing. He's doing that. People should get paid for working, not because you know someone and they're putting you on the list to have that something. I think that's wrong, and he's doing his job. So kudos to him. Yep. So tonight we can I don't think anybody calling, but we can be doing our closing when they call and we will take them.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the show.
Whoa, look at Emmanuel showing up when we just saying goodbye, my lady.
Man, I'm on your own. We about to bounce and shit.
What's up, Emmanuel? Where have you been?
The moment I started to do my closing event show, what's up, dude? How are you?
Yeah, I was driving. I couldn't come on while driving, so I said, you know what? I just arrived the right time. How's it going, guys? How's it evening, man?
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
You missed what talking about hometown. We're talking about your county today.
My country, yeah. Always make news. We are like Liberia in Africa. We make news.
We are like Liberia.
We are like Liberia. All of us are Liberia.
No. I said my country is like Liberia in Africa. No, we always set record. Always.
Right.
Oh, right. Is that
yeah? So.
Is that true?
Yeah, what was that record? We were the one who ran behind. I ran behind. Yagakuru to do was celebrating.
But today they were hugging you in the street. The sedition out there talking nonsense.
That's the record. That's how we can do it.
No, you know one of Yagakuru job description is to be giving hugs in the street.
Okay.
That's one of his oversight responsibility over there. To be
no, but
he's there talking like he's on a campaign trail, right? Leaving district number 10, going over there to celebrate. If you went there to celebrate the ex-president, former president, late former president. You're not doing it, but you there giving campaign speeches, trying to, So I don't understand what this guy mission is, but
Uh,
they ain't enjoy.
uh,
Yes, that's all we can say.
Yega Koluba's wife is from Grand Jide.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his wife is the daughter of the late former speaker called George Doyle.
Mm.
He
Mm.
was he was one of the speakers that were also dethroned, like the way they did Kofa during
Oh,
the
what was
inter,
this
in,
too?
during the interim administration during Judy Bryan's time.
Why they always overthrow Speaker in that place?
That's it. That what happened in Labrador. They just they honor manage each other. And once the person who honor manage you, a person is supported by the president, forget it. You can run from Jerusalem and come out with you from there. Yeah,
Oh.
so his wife is from Grand Jidem,
Mm.
but no, Yaka Koluba, it's like we on the show, right? If I say something and you clap for me, I could no say because I feel that you like it. Those
Mhm.
send like people keep clapping for him for doing nothing. So you got no do it. That's why he considered as the best thing to do. As you say, before he let him to talk. So whether you talking nonsense or you talking sense, he's
But
only talking.
he no, bro, Emmanuel. Yeah, the boy like he no talk, but he getting the venue wrong.
The man said we let him to talk. He said he let him to talk to this place. So
the
wherever a mob
venue,
face, you
the
talk.
venue is in a chamber, not out in the street and hugging and talking to people. That's he got
That's
the
what
venue wrong.
says Amy. That's why they now elect you and he elected the man. Because
Yeah.
for you know where to talk. Remember, you doesn't.
Oh,
But anyway, I'm sorry for wasting your time. But anyway, I just going to say thank you for keeping the night running.
mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to be free on Saturday, so I'll be with you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be free tomorrow evening and Saturday, so I'll be with you.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll be here tomorrow again.
We
I'm
might
not.
we might be here tomorrow or on Spoon. It depends
No,
how
Spoon is
Nelson
Saturday, right?
would be.
I
Spoon
thought
is
Spoon is
Friday
Saturday.
and Saturday.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It
That's
depends
good.
on how Nelson's schedule would be because I think I talked to Nelson today. He was in Granger then.
Oh, he went with his boy?
So I think Nelson over there is reporting for Spoon. Yeah, he's over there. So if you'll make it back, then might be on Spoon. But if not, then we might come on our platform here
For
to
the
have
put a
some.
lot for the put a lot to see the video of Zodu they just there fighting man, it put me on shame, man. What? But I'm blaming that sister Amy I blame.
Oh, what I do?
Yeah. Well, Amy,
No,
they
but
like you extreme.
let's hear Emmanuel talk on that
Yeah.
whole thing, right? Maybe he might side with you, Teray. So what do you think about what is going on, Emmanuel, with the family thing, right? I and Teray here we had a little disagreement. I thought that Mimi and her siblings have the right over their parents' body to decide where to bury their parents, right? And given the situation with the family, whole family dynamic before their mother passed away. From what she said now, we not there. I don't know that for fact, right? From what we heard from her cousin been this way with her mom, her cousin been this way with them, and how the cousin allegedly has some kind of, documentation and stuff that belongs to them, and with that whole family thing. And she had that bit of blood with him. Now he is standing as I don't know, nest of kings or whatever to make the decision and making some siblings, joining with him. But we know for history, even though some are overnight human being then, we know about Nancy B. Dole and a wife, President Zoe's wife being Nancy B. Dole, right? Everybody else in the back that's not, well, our constitution that's they're not legitimate. We know Nancy Beto and her children, right? So I'm saying that they have the right to make that decision on their parents, uh, um, where they want their parents to be buried. So to brought in the whole cowtail tradition thing
Okay,
and
okay,
shaking it over
so
my head. What do you think about the whole thing?
The thing is a little bit complicated, but let me just say the way I know it.
Okay.
Joe has 32 known children.
The blood of Jesus. How
32.
many?
I mean, like 32. Those that are known. They are 32. So the problem that they are faced with is that the 32 of them do not have one worry. And when it happens, you know, it always happens on the show here. You say something else, to say something, I say something else, and the show become noisy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though all talking about Liberia, but you saying it different, I see my own different. Nobody say Liberia should burn. But if you say Liberia should be in Bwaka, and I say no, but if in Bwaka was sport, then you say no, it will be in Kumi. Although all talking about Liberia, but we're talking a different way. So the 32 of them had different way of honoring their father. That is just a problem. You know, that is the reason why all this is going on. Zopenu is Doe's sister's son.
Mm-hmm.
He is not any of the children, but he is the first cousin to all of them, those children, to all of those children, because they are all children of two, you know,
Siblings.
of siblings, yeah, of a brother and sister.
Mm.
So now, I don't know, but let me just say that way, because the two of them, or let me just because the two of them don't have one word. That's it.
Okay, so
The
if
other,
it happened
I'm
in
looking
the
at
States,
it.
okay, go ahead. Well,
I'm looking at it from their perspective, right?
mm-hmm.
In our setting, for me, I'm a cultural passivist,
Yeah.
right? Even though I've been in the West for a while, but I still hold on strong to my cultural upbringing. You know,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would not in any way have right over my parent with me. That decision is almost like, I mean, I cannot make any decision on it because the way my culture is set up, and obviously culture deviates
differences, yeah.
But we have elders. Like, yes, he's your dad, but your dad also have older brothers.
He has brothers, yeah.
He got uncles, right? You know what I mean, right? So they
He
make
got sisters,
decisions,
aunties, and everything.
right? Got aunties and stuff like that, right? Now we're not talking about cousins now. Like cousins, that's like a little bit of, you know what I mean? But the decision to say, oh, we're gonna bury our father in Zwedru, not from the village that he's from, as remote that village might be. And I'm just saying this from perspective. Obviously, Zwedru is a city and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But some people say, oh, that bringing a city. No. As remote that village might be, but he got more connection to that place than any other place. That's why even in West here, when people pass away, they will say, y'all carry, you know what I mean? Part of their request is, when I die, they will tell their children, I want you to carry him back home. You know, and those wishes will be granted. And given the circumstances in which the former president died, right?
Mm-hmm.
He might not have had that opportunity to have any say into that.
Yeah.
If the children had any cultural sort of upbringing, given the circumstances in which that they left the country, you know, some of them actually their whole persuasion or their whole, you know, perception about life is associated with the West.
Mm-hmm.
So there is nothing like culture that register into their thinking and stuff like that. They could care less about it. And I'm just saying that based on.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. That's what I just told you from the beginning. The only reason we are where we are is because they don't have the same word. That is just as simple as that. Now, what do I mean? The president came out of Tuzon. He became president, bought or land in Zwedru and built a house there. Yes, Zwedru is the city.
Right.
Like you get Morovia and you get Bentor. But they're all in Mosurado. So Doe is from Tuzon. Tuzon is a village town on the main road on the Morovia highway. So you can pass through Tuzon, but not like you drive through the city. The road just pass by the city. So you have to leave the road a little bit and enter in the town, but it's a walking distance. It's not like so. Let's just say you're going to Monrovia through Cinco.
Hmm.
GFK is right there. You are not passing through GFK fence,
Yeah.
but you can still pass and
In
see
front of it.
GFK.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's how the town looks like. So now, if they have one word, like I just told you, a day where people who could talk and understand each other, they who have sat down and plan on how they wanted their father to be taken out of Monrovia to his final resting place. But because they never had a plan, so other people just left and went straight in the town and sat down there. Other people left and went into they sat down there and they see you bring the body. Now put her in the town, they're waiting for the body to stop. They put her in Monrovia, they're waiting for the body. They put her in Zweru, they're waiting for the body to go straight to Zweru.
Well, the
So
whole
when
itinerary, the public itinerary was that his resting place was going to be in Georgia. He was going to the football. What's the field again for?
no,
The,
the football field is where the funeral and the wake will be held.
yeah,
But his
the,
burial should have been held in his compound,
in Georgia, right?
in his Zweru, yeah.
Yeah,
But the thing is, they should have passed through his town.
yeah. That they said they were going to
But
do that.
it's not. It is not. It was not discussed. Nothing that happened. They just assumed it will happen. The assumption, like I came right here and said, it will happen.
Oh,
Even though
really?
yeah, it's that it was
There
not
was a
planned.
reporting. There was a reporting on that this morning when I was watching it. There's something
That's,
because they slept. They slept well. What was this place?
they slept in Tool Town.
Toll Town, yeah. When they
They
were
slept in Tool
reporting on
Town.
Toll Town this morning, they said they were going to pass through Tuzo.
That's what I'm saying. They are all assumptions. They are all assumptions. They were never written. There's no document to tell you, say, according to the document here, from Total you go to the place. Nothing, no document. They were just only somebody sat and say, oh, send a mail is from Total, send a mail is from Tuzon, you're going to make us stop in Tuzon. But nothing was written that the government of Labrador knows about, that the family knows about. Nothing like that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So, when he got to Total, the other people said, oh, but the family already in Zweru. So they said, but I go to Zweru. Then other children said, but we're here. Why you can't stop to us? They said, oh, but it was not the plan. So through Dana, the president is coming. It's a mean highway. The president can't be coming and me or hiking on the highway. So they have to make a decision. Say, no happen. Let's go. If we get to Zweru, you all have the conclusion. What I want to do, we can still bring it back to the village. But we can't be on the highway here having confusion and the president can't meet or here. So we have to go. So the decision has to be made.
Right.
So the person. So that's what happened. So for me, the misunderstanding, it came from the family. It's not the family. It came from the children. Because when you say family, you think about the wife of people and the father and the husband of people. That is Doe and Nancy of people. But instead, it was happening between Doe children. So it was not the elders who decided. Now the elders who they were divided. They got the elders who were on the side of the other children and other children.
It's always like that.
So the fault. I'm not going to fault I'm not going to fault the elders. I will fault the children. Because if anything happens, say the mother is gone and the father is gone, it takes the children to decide what they want their father or mother to be. No brother will decide, no sister will decide.
Thank you.
So the father and the children were not together. That's what brought the disgrace to grandchildren. We don't want feeling it. I'm ashamed.
So no, I'm not ashamed, even though I'm not from.
No, I said because I'm a grandchildren. I want to celebrate grandchildren. Now, before today you don't have anything to celebrate. So nothing for you to. If I ask you right now, all that happens, what did you see that you can point to? We got Cuckoo or hotels there. We got Catch. We got Florida. We got Darwin Resort. We got how do you call it? Gay Resort. We got Muna. We got the Tottenham Palace. All the places that people are using as their places of rest tonight. As their hotels and stuff.
Set up for this whole thing. They said it
was set up, but now we can't see anything. We didn't hear anything. Nothing we hear about it is my ballet. No, that's not your ballet. That's my ballet. That nothing we're talking about tonight. Nobody's going to tell me. Now, no, you can tell me tonight how Muna Hotel looks like. Nobody can tell me how Cash looks like. Nobody can tell me how Darwin looks like. And those are the places that government officials are stopping tonight. Yeah, you can't get any picture of those places.
I think
you can't even tell me how Doe House looks there in Zweru. Right now, I handle if there are any house in Labrador that is more than the house in Zwedru, his house that he built. Now we can't talk about those things because the people decide to talk about that mean get it, no, that you get it, that mean get it, they're talking, So it's a
I'm about
disgrace.
it. No, they're not about it. I'm about it.
The-
No, it's
in
sad.
fact,
It's sad, though.
it gets, what
And
the
it's-
funny part?
yeah.
The funny part, the wife, next to family came and say, okay, when you carry your children, we carry out no more. Carry out daughter,
Oh
you
my
carry your son,
God.
carry out. So while the children are fighting, and then the father, family fighting, then the mother, family king says, okay, you're not happy, you carry your son, we carry out daughter. Can you imagine? In the
Wow.
presence of the president king to honor the poor, and you're fighting among yourselves? It's a disgrace. It's you know,
It
it's
is,
from
it
your
is.
machine.
You know what?
It,
It's
But you
it's
see,
it kind
disgrace.
of is, yeah.
Brother Emmanuel obviously is sad.
Very
This
sad.
thing, obviously, and sometimes some people just need to let their ego go for the betterment of a given situation.
Mhm.
Because if two persons want one thing and one person is not willing to let go, then their way it gets really, really contested, right?
Right.
And at some point, like you say, and I'll be embarrassed too, because that reflects not just on the Doe family, it reflects on all citizens of that part
Grandchildren.
of the world.
Grandchildren,
You
right?
know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, right? So now it'd be like, no. Because you have to understand, that was a president now. You have to understand, a former president. A lot of our boys are being drawn to Grand Jide right now, right? Not just Liberians.
No.
This was the president of the republic. He got
Yeah.
friends in every part of the world. You
They
know,
may got 12 children right here in America who some of them are working in the federal government. 12
See that?
of his children are right here in America and live in America. I'm not talking about those are in Europe. So this is a public figure, man. They're an international person.
Of course. So I totally empathize with the children and sons and daughters of Grand Jide that obviously experiencing what should have been a very, very special moment for the county. And obviously, like, I don't think, and I'm just saying that, like, and I'm actually factual about this. I don't think that they have anything of this magnitude hit that part of Grand Jide.
No, not yet.
You know what I mean? Since the Civil War. And there was a unique opportunity for PRO, in terms of showcasing what Grand Jide have to offer.
Right.
Not just Liberia, but Liberia in the diaspora and the world in general. So I just hope, because they say what time heals all wounds, maybe some people will sleep tonight and they'll wake up tomorrow morning. It will be a bright new day.
Let me just do what they can do.
Yeah.
They just do what they can do. It's disappointing, but it already happened. There's nothing else you can do about it. Somebody said if you spill the water on the floor, you can't get it back.
Oh no, you can't get it.
You get a cup of water, you spill in the sand.
Oh yeah.
You put your hand in the sand will in your hand, that water gone.
You can
That
never
level on right now.
you can never recoup that water, bro.
It happened, you're gone.
You know what I mean?
So
Now,
the one that's supposed to go in newspaper, you're already going newspaper. The one that's supposed to be on the radio, it will be there. The one that will remain on the internet, yeah, is there already. Middle of a year from now. So it's disappointing, but thank God. I want to, on behalf of Grand Jide, thank the president at least for thinking that way. Taking upon himself going to Grand Jide, even though all the things happened, he still went. He did not even fly. He went by car. Older man that died for him to do it. So that's something we need to honor. That's something we need to
It took a
respect.
couple of hours to get there, so seems that they're rolling.
Yeah. No, actually, Grand Jide Road.
No, but the
can
president
only
wanted
become
to.
bar.
The president wanted to show his.
No, but on a serious note,
Development
Grand Jide Road can really be bar from August.
Okay.
From August to November, in between there. If you are able to plow the road in between there, then the road is good. So just watch my word. Between August and September, watch. You see people start posting pictures. You see the road good. You see the road good. And so now all over. It's just some few places they say, this is what I face the road. So right now you don't see it because the road is dry. But from August.
But they're not start putting quota on that road yet.
No, they
have started. They have started, but it's not. It hasn't gone through. It hasn't completed Nima. It's currently going to Tapeta.
Okay.
So when they complete Tapeta, then they will start from Tapeta to Totan. From Totan, then when they start going to Zwedru. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Maybe if the government is doing it, maybe you might finish by 2028 or 2029. It's a stretch. It's a very
to complete the whole stress, right?
yes. Because the thing is, you it's not like you're grading. You are building a thing. You are building like a new road because
Right,
there are certain
exactly.
places no cover.
Yeah,
Like a
that's
Certain places you have to
colonial time. So
right.
something that's gonna be done colonial time.
Right. You need to rebuild some bridges.
yeah, 1842.
Yeah, you need to rebuild some bridges. You need to reroute some
Before
creeks and some
47,
river.
it's all to
It's,
do it 1842. Then we got
right.
1847.
Right. You
I
know.
mean, beyond,
Thank you.
we beyond, man.
have,
But we're
yeah,
so beyond. I swear to God, we're so beyond. It's not even funny.
we
No,
beyond
but the
independent.
good thing about us that we don't understand, even just tell this thing so you go. When the Chinese were there, the Chinese contingent were in Zweru, they were based in Zweru. Do you know those guys who go and you know the thing we call reefs, right? The bamboo that we call reefs.
Yeah, but
You know, those guys who go and root that entire thing up and take it. I don't know what they see in there. So
And
we got
send it
good
back
things
to
in that
China.
place.
you
Yeah,
don't know those
they take it
people.
with them.
You don't know those
They take it
people.
with them. So we got
Yeah.
things in that place that we can make use of. But
Yes, these people a chance. They will steal
No.
your village.
That's the
Go
reason
on,
why
you-
the people. That's the reason why I think worrying America right now. But that's not yet nor there. But I'm telling you right now, bro, you will not know that we got so many things that we can make life better for ourselves on. But number one, we don't have the willpower, and number two, we don't have people to motivate us. Back in the days, every village had like a leader, like a water,
yeah,
like or something like that, and
or focus person that everybody
right, a focused person, someone that was leading the battalion. I mean,
like what in the case of Nimba and Senator Johnson.
Exactly, right. So like motivating and getting people to move and stuff like that. That's the only thing we need. Like
yeah, but for me, let me just end this so we can go. I think if we can just get away with this CDC and unity parties discussion and start discussing these things, I think our things will be different. Because like in my county, in Grand Jide, the mountain that they named the county after they call it Jide Mountain, just the iron ore alone, the grade in that place, according to the studies, is the second in the entire world next to the grade in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, it worth 12 billion. Just the iron ore alone in that place. Now,
So
in that
what
place, they got
now?
12 billion, yeah. Now they got
Don't make me
granite.
know how to Ibrahim Touare.
They got every other thing in that place. Now, the reason I brought this story
Uncle
up,
Sam, you gotta go. We got this now.
yeah, we'll conclude on this tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
I'm closing. What I'm saying, brother and sister,
you're absolutely right.
Let's talk to our lawmakers that when they sign these kind of concessions, they will consider the country. They shouldn't just give it to the country because they want concession to come.
Yeah,
That's my point I'm putting through. So that do away with this too much of CDC and unity party discussion. Man, you lie. Joseph Bakana good. No, that we are good. Bringing Joe back. Why you bringing Joe back for?
It can be hard to stay away
So
from.
let's discuss how our mineral will work for us. So that we all start working for people here and go work for us saying like, bro. For me, that's why I want us to be talking about. Because too much of Joe we are coming by. Not coming by. When you come by, not coming. What difference is it going to make for like, bro?
Yeah,
man. No, thank you, man. Don't stop wasting your time.
Thank you, Subre.
But anyway, thank you for giving me the time to go out late, and you still give me the time. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Subre. I think you already did your closing, right? So then we said thank you.
Yeah, that's enough. I don't have to close myself.
Thank you, man.
Bro. Nice meeting you, bro.
This is what. Thank you, my Ruth, for being here. Thank you, yeah, Mame Bila Keta. Thank you, Mom Willa. This is how we shout out our viewers today.
Okay.
We put on the screen. I don't know, being like, if you still here, thank you for showing up. And
I need to become a household name.
Oh yeah, on this show, right? Lane is the man. Thank you for Samuel. Thank you.
What did Lynn just say? Lynn was saying something.
Go back to Lynn like boss. Let's see.
Let me just want to see about doing plenty children. I mean, Lima Pape, that man I'm crying.
Let me see which one said there.
No, the papa is strong, man. The papa is strong. What?
Link, I know. Yes, you say. Is it really the
Is
immediate
it
family?
like the family has the right over the body? Spare us with that traditional BS.
I think you were
all
saying. I think you were saying something. I knew you were saying something.
You never cooking something down there. You get top. That's how you leave with that. How you lead it with that traditional BS.
I know. I think you're talking about confusing.
My man, lean, my man. Let me
But
tell you,
thank
bro.
you.
The
Thank you,
culture will
everyone,
hold you,
for
my man.
coming.
If you make mistake, the people will tie you. The people will tonify you culturally.
Thank you guys for coming and for being here with us. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow, guys willing, either here or on Spoon, whichever one. Just be flipping back and forth and see which one. But I doubt it. Nelson will make it back tomorrow. But if he doesn't, we'll be on here.
No,
And
but you can do it. You can do it from Zulu. They got internet there. You can do it from a hotel room.
yeah, I don't know if you want to do all of that, but
The men are whole Spoon journalists.
Yeah.
Men are whole Spoon journalists.
Imano coming find you now for selling Zedru on the platform.
You find me?
It's how good Zedru is.
Because you need to pay.
But you're talking about good internet. When I was talking to Nelson earlier on today, I
You
thought
need to pay for advertisement, bro.
I thought you were in Moravia, but Nelson actually his internet was cutting off.
So, yeah.
You need to ask me what part of Zedru you were. How you not go to that all of Zedru?
Which one?
You got two Zedru.
Well, see you guys. Thank you.
All right, General.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, General guys.